Hey guys, my name is David DeMuzio, and one of the questions that I've been getting a lot in comments recently is guys and girls asking me what I'm doing to prevent further hair loss and what I'm currently doing on a daily basis as my updated 2020 hair loss program. So, first, I want to explain because a lot of people see me and they see me having done lots of videos talking about hair transplants. And they're like, well, why are you talking about preventative hair loss treatments if you've had hair transplants? Well, actually, if you've had hair transplants, you're one of the people who most needs to worry about losing further hair. One of the biggest myths when it comes to hair transplants is that the hair that's on the side of your heads and the back of your head, that is DHT proof, meaning that it will never fall out and it will never miniaturize when it's transferred from the sides of your head to the top of your head. Well, unfortunately, that is not true. It is less likely to fall out and less likely to miniaturize, but you still need to worry about that. One, your hair can continue to recede down this way and give you even larger horseshoe pattern. Two, all the non-transplanted hair on the top of your head, which you really need to try and keep if you want a full look of transplanted hair, that can continue to fall out and miniaturize. And the hair from the sides of your head, you'll notice on a lot of older guys, that hair on the sides of their head is very thin and wispy and is also much thinner than when they were a young person. When they were 13 years old, that is much thicker, stronger hair. So we need to do everything we possibly can as a former hair transplant patient to actually keep as much hair as possible. Now, regardless of whether you've had a hair transplant or not, hopefully you never will have to because it's quite expensive and it's surgery. The most important step that you can take is in really good preventative hair loss treatments because that's going to save you time and money and make you look better. So I'm an official endorser for iRestore. iRestore is one of the things that I use as part of my preventative hair loss regimen. And iRestore called me and said that they're having the biggest sales of the year, Black Friday week right now. They're doing up to $400 off certain products and free gifts. So they asked if I would make a video for them. And I said, well, I've been getting all these questions on what I'm currently doing. So would you mind if I just take viewers through every product and everything that I'm doing for my hair and the reasoning behind that? And they said that would be great. So this is a sponsored video by iRestore, but I'm going to take you through my entire preventative hair loss regimen and why I chose these products. So there are three things that I look at when I'm choosing a product or a medication to take as part of my preventative hair loss regimen. The first one is the risk versus reward. So how strong this product is at preventing hair loss versus what the potential risks of taking or using this product are. The second thing that I look at is how difficult or how easy to use that product is, because a preventative hair loss treatment is only as good as something that you use. So no matter how well something works, if you don't use it regularly, you will see no benefits from it. I find that I really only keep up with and use things that are easy and convenient to use. The third thing that I look at is efficacy, or how well something works. When doing this, I take in a lot of information. I read research papers, and I also just kind of pull people from my hair loss channel on YouTube. So I get thousands of comments on this channel about hair loss. So I start to see recurring themes from guys. And also I have hundreds of guys who email me or text me every week about their own hair loss and what they're using and what they're experiencing. So from this, I sort of gather my own research pool of what I see and what I hear is working from other people. So there are really only two things, which makes it easy for me, that I'm using regularly these days. So let's go ahead and start first talking about iRestore. Since they sponsored this video, I think that's fair. So when it comes to that first one, risk versus reward. To me, I see iRestore and using a laser helmet as a very, very low risk. Looking at iRestore's money back guarantee, they have a 12-month money back guarantee. So 12 months should definitely be enough for you to see results with iRestore. So if you don't have any results and you want to return your product within 12 months, if you live in the US, then they will even pay for your return shipping, and there's no restocking fee. So to me, just that in itself, first off, very low risk. Also, when it comes to safety, the iRestore laser helmet has been FDA cleared for safety and efficacy. So it's safe, non-invasive, drug-free, 12-month money-back guarantee, and they pay for return shipping in the US. The second thing, how convenient is it to use? Because if you don't use it, you will see no positive benefits from it. Well, it's hands-free. You can get a battery pack with it. So you just put it on a battery pack and you walk around your house or do whatever you're doing, and it takes about 30 minutes and you use it every other day. For me, and I am a person that's all about convenience, it is incredibly easy to remember and easy to use. And the third one, how well does it work? iRestore's laser helmets have been through quite a lot of clinical testing, and it's been clinically proven to help grow hair and fight hair loss. Now, will iRestore's laser helmet grow back a head of hair on a bald guy? Absolutely not. Even with surgery, even with many expensive surgeries, it's very difficult to do that. The best thing you can do for your hair is to try and prevent the hair loss before it happens. iRestore's laser helmet has 280 plus lasers and LEDs inside of it. And from all of their research and development that they've done as a company, they've found that that combination of lasers and LEDs that they have in their helmets is the most effective use of laser and light to fight hair loss. Now, I know it's a bit of money to put out up front, so a lot of people will kind of use that as a reason to not use a laser helmet. But iRestore's laser helmets are made extremely well. I can say that because I've been using mine now, I think it's close to 4 years, and all of the parts have held up extremely well. So my guess is you could probably use the same iRestore laser helmet for 10 to 20 years. So I'll have a link in the video description and probably pinned in the comments where I'll be giving you my personal code. It's an affiliate code, but it will help you get the best price on an iRestore laser helmet. So click that link and use my code, and that's one of the things that I am doing religiously every other day is using my iRestore laser helmet. So the second thing that I do daily to help me prevent further hair loss is I take this pill right here, and it was prescribed to me by Dr. Daniel McGrath, and it's made by a compounding pharmacy, Stonegate Pharmacy. And this pill right here has in it Finasteride, Minoxidil, and biotin. So it's an oral pill that contains all of those substances, Finasteride, Minoxidil, and biotin. Now, it's got some numbers here as far as amounts. It says 5 Minox. I don't know if that's 5% or 5 milligrams. Finasteride is 1.1, and then biotin is 1 milligram, it looks like. But don't quote me on these numbers. Anyway, that's the other thing that I use. So that really encompasses everything, and at one point I stopped taking Finasteride and Minoxidil, stopped using it for about 3 years. Now, why did I get back on these things? Well, at that time I stopped taking Finasteride because I had talked to a couple of guys who convinced me, basically, from talking to them about their stories, of the horrors of Finasteride, and it really kind of scared me off. And even though I'd never had any negative side effects, it kind of scared me. And so that combined with, I'd also heard some things about it being harder for a woman to get pregnant if the guy was using Finasteride. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just some other stuff that I heard. And at the time, we wanted to have a baby, my wife and I. So it was the combination of those two things that I decided to get off Finasteride. Now, with Minoxidil, though, again, I don't have any scientific studies to prove this, but I really think that minoxidil caused me more wrinkling. So I currently get Botox up here, so you won't see any wrinkles. But if I didn't get that, then I actually have really deep, bad wrinkles right here. And my brothers are similar age to me and have very similar facial features and everything like that. We have basically everything else in common, except that they don't have those really deep wrinkles and they have never used minoxidil. Now, I have read some things about minoxidil drying your skin out, and as you guys know, when you use minoxidil topically, it's going to kind of get on your pillow and then you're going to put your face in your pillow. So you're going to kind of get it all over your face. And it's going to definitely, be on your hair when you're going to sleep if you use it at night. So you'll get that flaking, and minoxidil is just kind of a pain to use. So those were the reasons that I stopped using both of those things. The reason that I've started using them again is that, one, the convenience factor of all of that being in an oral pill. And with minoxidil, especially, that convenience factor makes a huge difference to me. And I guess, in theory, I could worry about it drying out my body internally, but I don't know if that's really the same way that it works. So far, well, now I get Botox, so I don't have to worry about wrinkles so much. Also, I've heard that minoxidil actually works better orally than it does topically for hair loss. So that's what a couple knowledgeable doctors have told me, and I've taken them on their word for that, and my hair seems to be doing better than ever now being on this pill combined with the iRestore laser helmet. Finasteride, I've always known, is one of the strongest, really the strongest preventative hair loss treatment that everyone regularly has access to. So it really was only that idea of side effects that turned me off of it. And now it's been a few years. I've talked to even more thousands of guys, and I've started to kind of go the opposite direction, where I think that a lot of those guys, I think it's in their head, them having those side effects from finasteride. So I think, there's probably more people that do have side effects than the drug company would like you to believe. That's totally possible. But I also think that it's quite possible that there are a lot of guys that just read these forums and kind of have the same thing as me, where they're seeing this and kind of get terrified, and that sort of just breeds itself. So I think if you're a guy and you're losing your hair, you really owe it to yourself to try finasteride, because it is so strong and it's one of our best weapons against hair loss. So there you go. That's it. I have a really easy hair loss regimen, and that's why I like it, because it's easy and I feel like I'm using all of the strongest and most proven things to help me prevent further hair loss. If you're worried about losing your hair, I would suggest you consult a doctor and consider doing maybe the same. Again, iRestore is having their biggest sale of the year right now, so check the link in the description if you're interested in that, and I wish you lots of hair.